So I want to express my deepest gratitude to Spirit for joining us here this morning, being with us as we continue this journey, the path we take to Christmas and the winter solstice. The month of December has greeted us, and yet still we are one family, moving and being together. There's a song that I think when you came in, a sheet of paper, it had the words "in December" on it. In December, in December. I want you to find that, because we're going to have an opportunity to go and sing that song together. I invite you to do it with me, all right? It's called "In December." Let's sing it together.
Mike, is that your phone that goes? I want you to change it to just this month. Because if you forget to turn it off, at least give it a song that we can all sing to. I think that'd be so great. And I just love that. Okay, so here's the music. This is just, I believe, written in 2 parts. Does everybody have it in front of them? Great. I thought it would help. And sing. The nights. Sing this part too. December. Isn't that pretty? And I just want to share with that. I always think of this every time. I used to do this with the middle school chorus and the high school when I was teaching there, but also it was Christmas Eve that brought me into this church. I was at a very secular event in Corona del Mar. And I was driving home. We were in separate cars back to Laguna. And I thought, I'm missing traditions, all of these, everything this says. And I saw this parking lot, and I pulled in. And that changed everything for me. So I just wanted to share that with you, why this means so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So I am grateful that we have this time to be together. And before we move forward, I just want to make a couple of announcements. The first is we are going to have our Christmas Eve gathering this year on 7 p.m. Here in our sanctuary, as Roxanna already mentioned. We'll do that again this year with great music and story and great song, just being together, having that night where we can share and be as one family of love. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait. Invite people, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, invite your colleagues, family to join us here on Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. Now, you might have noticed when you came in, there were a bunch of flyers outside, a whole stack of flyers, right, Terrell? Did you see that stack? That's for you, all right? I want to invite you to grab as many of those as you can today and start distributing those, all right? Pass them out. Give them to folks. Let them know that we will have Christmas Eve this year, 7 p.m. here in our sanctuary. And then also, we will have winter solstice, of course, on December 20th. I also put flyers out there for that as well. And I'm really excited about winter solstice because not only will we be here to set our intention for the new year, not only will we have a chance to celebrate the year that was, to commemorate those things that we're letting go of, the things that we're hopeful about for the future. It's going to be a powerful night. We'll have cider and food, and we'll even have a wonderful jazz band to be here with us on December 20th. It's all going to be a fabulous night, and I really want to invite you to join. It will be a special evening. You don't want to miss it. In many ways, you can say we're starting a new tradition. You know, our winter solstice is something that we kind of began last year on Christmas Eve night, and we're kind of extending that forward this year, where we'll have our own dedicated night, dedicated specifically for the winter solstice. Kind of a new tradition here at NCC as we are evolving to become a spiritual center. And the work of that spiritual center in many ways is going to be rooted in our connection and our alignment with nature. So one of the best ways we can do that is to embody the spirit of the solstice itself by having our own gathering on the winter solstice, December 20th, 6 p.m. here at NCC. So there's a flyer outside. I want you to take those with you and pass those out too, and let people know that at NCC this year, we'll do Christmas Eve and the winter solstice, 2 dedicated nights that you don't want to miss, okay? And then the final thing I want to say quickly is I'm really excited about this time that we have here today because we're going to be lighting the candle of joy. And joy is something that is so personal and deeply meaningful to me because it has a resonance, it has a vibe, it has a beat that is so otherworldly. What I mean by that is joy can be experienced no matter what is happening around us. Joy can be a part of our life experience no matter what's going on. And so we get to be reminded of that today. We get to be replaced and renewed and reconnected with that idea of joy abundant in our lives. Regardless of what's happening out there, we can have joy in here. And that's what I'm really looking forward to sharing more with you about today. But before we do, let's offer our gathering words for the morning. You're going to find them on the screen. I'll be the leader, and you'll be the one that says all, okay? This day is a gift from Spirit Mystery.
And a day to reflect, to offer thanks, to seek the good.
This time is a pause from the fever of life. So we will continue to sing as we already sang in December. We will listen, we'll pray, we'll connect. And may it be so. Amen, amen. So I'm grateful. Our next thing this morning is so powerful. Let's bring it up. So there's a song that I know Roxanna sang when she first stepped foot in NCC, and I remember several of you told me over the years how this was a song that you may have heard when you first stepped foot into these walls during Christmas time some years ago. Well, we get to sing it again together now. It's a favorite of mine, and I'm happy to hear you sing it with me. It's called O Come, Emmanuel. Let's sing it.
Hymnal's in front of you if you want it, the black hymnal, it's in there. We actually have it. This was actually the Advent song that I love. Rejoice! think we're going into another minor song. I feel better already.
Joy is not the result of a positive outcome or circumstance in life. If that were the case, then our joy would be tied to external circumstances, which we would have minimal control over. This is closer to a description of happiness. Rather, joy is something deeper and from the heart. It comes from living a life of gratitude. Indeed, being grateful is a decision and something that is practiced. When we can be grateful in all circumstances, then we can be joyful in all circumstances. As we contemplate our favorite Christmas story, we remember the joy that Mary felt when the angel Gabriel told her that a special child would be born to her, a child who would bring the announcement of Spirit Mysteries' love to all people. Joy is the gift we all receive from the unconditional love that she has for us. In a weary and worn world, how do we begin again? Where do we start?
Let us start small. Let us begin with what is right in front of us. Let us do good as ours to do. And let us do it with joy.
Yes, let us begin with joy. Today we light the candles of hope and joy. May the warmth of these lights fill us with joy and gratitude. May it be so.
Hey there, happy Sunday. It's a beautiful day again. We've been granted these several Sundays in a row. So, Candle of Joy, Advent Reflection from author Rebecca Bangura. Regardless of how big or small and seemingly insignificant the change in your life is, honor the fact that every single action is a small act of bravery as you challenge and commit yourself to be your best self. And the moments when fear and judgment cause you to hesitate about taking action, consider these questions. Who do I want to be? Will this bring me closer to being that person? If your answer is yes, or maybe, keep going. What is stopping me? Is this fear something to be genuinely afraid of? Could it be false, powerless in reality? Once we identify what's holding us back, we can rationalize that fear and get that out of our own way.
Thank you, Mike. So when Pastor Rod said that this was going to be about joy this Sunday, do you remember this from, you do? Also sounds kind of like the Notre Dame fight song, too. Is that a good key? I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. That's it. Oh, I'm so happy. Love in my heart. Hope, hope, hope. Where? Where? So very happy. And I'm so happy, and I'm so happy. I've got the peace. Okay, that's a hard one. I've got the peace that passes understanding. Peter Piper picked a peck of pep. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I've got the peace that passes understanding. Where? Now wait, some of you may have to adjust your dentures after doing that, because it'll sound like Pitha Pathaf, okay? One more time. 1, 2, 3. I've got the... That was pretty good. Where? How happy? You got what? And that's... I think that's it. Unless we have another one. I've got
love
the
it.
love of tacos, love of... No, that's not.
You keep going. You keep going.
I got the
What-
love of cookies. What else do you love? What else
You
do
keep
you love?
going. Keep going, Roxanna.
Anybody have anything else?
Oh.
Chocolate.
Oh yes.
Babies.
Can we do chocolate?
I've got the love of chocolate
Down
down
in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I got the love of chocolate. Down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay.
How many of you were at hospitality night? I know I saw you guys there. The thing that made me the happiest were all the kids when they get so excited about Santa. I felt like a salmon trying to go upstream to get out of there. There were so many people. But every once in a while, I'd be like, oh, it's so crowded. Then I'd go, oh, it's Santa. Little kids running over and running. And I went, okay, that's Christmas. That's what we have to remember.
And I got to say, I love Mike's hat. I love the hat this morning, my brother. Love that hat. Good job. And I love your decorations as well. I saw the decorations. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. So as I said when I came with you at the beginning today, I mentioned our winter solstice and our Christmas Eve. I also want to highlight next Sunday, Mark Turnbull, who is a musician and writer, a beautiful wisdom teacher. He's going to come and join us again next Sunday, so you don't want to miss him. He'll be here 10 o'clock next Sunday here at NCC.
How many of you were here when he was here the first time, when he just did this
Yeah,
few?
he'll be
Remember
back.
how wonderful that was?
Yeah, he'll be back. He's looking forward to it. He'll be here next Sunday, and you don't want to miss it. Let's do this real quickly. I'm just really grateful. Before we start, I'm wondering, what is making your heart sing today? What's making your heart joyful? I want to do something called the joys of the people with you real quickly before we begin. I'm curious about what's bringing joy into your heart this morning. I didn't say happiness, I said joy. What's bringing joy into your hearts this morning? Just scream it out. Who wants to start? Scream it out at me.
Mine
Yeah.
nearly...
am the first to say, I'm the first to admit that it is good, it is good, it is good, it is good to fashion ourselves as a place where dancing and laughing and screaming and shouting can be part of our new reality. See, I think part of what it means to be fully human is our ability to unlock that full experience of living. So it's going to take some investment, it's going to take some resources, it's going to take some thoughtfulness, some creativity, but let us not be mistaken that when people hear about our place, our new place of becoming, our new place of being, yeah, you're going to come and yeah, you're going to get that experience. Yes, you're going to find folks who will walk with you through the hard parts of life, who will be with you when times are tough and rough and the storms are raging in your experience. Yes, you'll get that at our spiritual center. And yes, that's going to be that crazy place where those folks just can't stop moving their bodies. They just can't stop being in joy. They just can't stop laughing and singing and being together. I think one of the beautiful ingredients of being human is our ability to do all of that and to do it well. It will put us in a place of real key significance. It will put us in a place of relevance in a time where we need to reconnect, realign with, renew our source rootedness with all that we are, including our bodies. I went to a pastor's event about 2 years ago, and this was an event where we were supposed to be there to learn about the art of starting organizations and being strategic in our planning. And it's interesting how we had this five-day schedule, right? I went away and we had a whole agenda with speakers and colloquia and seminars and movie screenings and this time for Q&A and discussion. It was really well thought out. A lot of good organization and a lot of thoughtfulness that went into making our week so rich and so powerful, right, for our experience. And about halfway through the week, after we had gone through some interesting discussions about business planning and finances and setting up boards and things like that, we found ourselves in a dinner time, and we were laughing, and we were talking about the week that had been so far, and we were talking about our families, and for some, their kids. We were talking about our churches, our communities that we serve. And after all of that experience, after we had gone through that how are you doing moment and what's happening in your world conversation, the leader of our group, she started saying, okay, we're gonna have a moment of joy. We're gonna have a moment of sheer and deep joy. Now you have to understand, for pastors, when somebody says something like that, we immediately think that, oh, this is going to be something that we have to do. There's something that we're about to do. There's a task ahead of us. That's how pastors think. And she said, we're going to have a moment of deep joy. She said, we're going to have joy now. We're going to have joy. And then there was silence. And we're all sitting there thinking, what the heck is next? What's going on here? What's this all about? A moment of deep joy. And then there's silence. And we're all waiting. I remember it like it was just yesterday. And she starts playing this music. And it had rhythm. And it had beat. It made you want to clap your hands. It made you want to shake your body. It made you want to move your feet. It made you want to be open and be alive in the moment. And I remember sitting in the room as the music started to play. We were all just sitting there frozen, not knowing what to do. And she kept playing it over and over again. She didn't turn it off. She just kept playing it, kept playing it, kept playing it. It kept going on and on and on and on until immediately somebody started to move. Somebody got up out of their chairs. Some actually started to sway back and forth, to clap their hands, to utter noises, to scream in utter delight. So much so that about a few minutes into the playing, eventually the whole room was standing and dancing. Not a word was spoken. No affirmation was shared. We simply were in the moment, Mike, and we let it wash all over us. So that eventually we got to a deep place of sheer joy. And that joy, it powered us. It fueled us. It became so much a part of our experience that we kept going. We couldn't stop. We allowed the cadence of the moment to keep reverberating through and all around us, so much so that it extended beyond dinner time. We kept being in the moment. We turned it into a karaoke session, and we started doing karaoke for an hour, and then we would sit, and then we would talk about our favorite sitcoms and the Netflix shows that we're watching. We had a whole plan set for that whole night, and the plan got thrown out because we spent 3 hours in deep joy together. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. I am not suggesting that a spiritual center should be a place that says to folks, we're going to give you joy. Come and have joy. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I am suggesting that the best thing we can do, among other things, there's a lot of things we can do, but one of the best things we can do as a spiritual center is to create experiences, create space, create the possibility, create the potential that when someone comes into our space, when they come into our home to make this their home, they just might. There is a possibility, there is potential for the fact that they just might have a joy-filled experience simply because they chose to be with us. Let's create the space for the joy to emerge. Happiness is related to joy, but they are not the same. I can be happy because someone gave me a grant to go away and do a sabbatical for 3 months and offered our church to do our own activities while I'm gone. I can have happiness for that. I can be happy because my sister called me and told me that her son not only met his goal for fundraising for the kids at his school, he exceeded the goal and was number 1 among all of his classmates. I can be happy about that. I can be happy because I turned 43 years old this year, and I had a beautiful report with my doctor who told me that I have a clean bill of health, Terrell, and that I'm doing great. I can be happy about that. I can be happy because I live at a time in which the Christian institution that we've known it for decades is being challenged and pushed and expanded to do something wider and more expansive and more relevant for current and future generations. I can be happy about that because at a time when churches are dying because they're refusing to change, we are on the cusp of change because we see the need to do it, and we see that it's good for us and for the people who've yet to come into these doors. I can be happy about that. I can be happy at the fact that the new traditions that we're creating around nature, winter and spring and summer and fall, they are the kind of timeless things, the kind of timeless ways of being that they will far outlive us. No matter what stories we tell, no matter what charges we place, the truth about our connectedness with nature will always endure. And so as soon as we align with that, the closer we can get to being connected with that, the more resonant we can be in song with that, the closer we'll be to being more fully human. I can be happy about that. But joy. See, joy is something that remains. Joy is something that endures. Joy is something that has a place, even if everything I just said were reversed. Just imagine for the moment that everything I just said were turned upside down, that none of it was true, that it was all reversed, that it was all put over here on this side and segregated from this side. Imagine that everything I just said was proven wrong, was turned out to be false, yet there's still a space for joy. How is that? How can that be? I mean, I just said all these good things, all these wonderful things that make me happy and joyful. But if none of that were true, if none of that was proven to be true, I can still be joyful? How can that be? I love these words. There is joy in all things. In the hair I brush every morning. Now, this wasn't written for me because I don't have any hair, so let's be clear. In the food that I partake when I awake. In the eggs I cook each morning. In the outcry from the kettle that brews my coffee each morning. In the spoon and the chair that cry, hello there, each morning. In the silver and plate and napkin that greet my table each morning. All of this is source. All of this is spirit. Right there in every generous portion each morning. And I mean it so that I don't forget it. I don't want to forget. I mean it every morning so that I don't forget to give thanks. To say my prayer of rejoicing. To offer my hands of gratitude in all things. And then I love this last part. It's so beautiful. It says, the joy that isn't shared dies young. The joy that isn't shared dies young. When I hear that, when I hear those words, when I hear them anew, it gets me closer to a deeper understanding of what joy actually is. Because if you bring back to mind all the things I said before, and you assume that they did not happen, yet you can still have joy, the way that happens, the path to that becoming, has everything to do with gratitude. If everything I just said turned out to not be true, I can still be grateful. So I'm getting closer. I'm getting deeper understanding of how joy works. Because if I can be joyful in all circumstances, then that's connected to my ability to be grateful in all circumstances. So if I don't get the grant, if I don't have the best health, if we are not moving forward as a religious institution, if we're not getting all the things that we think we ought to get out of this life, yet I can find something to be grateful for. Yet still I can be grateful. That gets me closer to a life in joy. See, what I'm pointing out today is that sometimes we don't always get the things that we want in life. I am the first to admit that. But that is not a stumbling block to a joy-filled life. Sometimes we make it a stumbling block. We allow it to quench our joy. We give it power that it does not deserve. We puff it up as if it means something. We give it agency as if it has the final word. But in reality, I can be happy and joyful. I can be sad and joyful. I can be somewhere in between and joyful if I'm on the path of gratitude. So if you need some power for your joy, if you need a basis for your joy, if once and for all you'd like to take this idea of joy and make it more real in your life, to make it less up there and give it more agency in here. If you're tired of hearing preachers talk about joy over and over again because you could never understand it, it seemed otherworldly, it seemed not for you, it seemed less than something you could grasp, something that had no meaning for your life, let me stand before you now and remind you that yes, you too can live in a joy-filled place of existence by simply enabling the joy of gratitude in your life. Enable joy by being grateful. Now, life gets hard. Things happen. Yeah, it gets tough. And it's easy to forget the need to be grateful. It is convenient sometimes even to forget the power of being grateful. So I have this idea. Now you can take it or leave it, but I have this idea, and you can consider it. I offer it for your thoughtfulness and your willingness to be creative with me for this moment, okay? I have an idea. Now, here I am talking about gratitude, right, Terrell? And I'm talking about the importance of that, to be joyful, correct? And I know sometimes it's easy to forget the call to be grateful. Now, you remember that last week we were reminded that hope is not wishful thinking. Hope is a call that is asking for a response. It's a call that's asking for a response. So. If the call is to be joyful in spite of all things by being grateful, here's my idea. When you wake up in the morning, write something on the back of your hand that you're grateful for. Write it. Just literally write it. It can be one word. It can be 2 words. It can be 5 words. Write a reminder somewhere on your hand, a text message to yourself, an email that you send once a day to yourself, a social media post. I don't know. You know how your brain works. I don't. What I'm suggesting is if you can find a path to remind yourself to be grateful, perhaps by simply writing something that you're grateful for as a reminder, and then meditate on that. Choose to practice it. Choose to live into it. Choose to make it a part of your daily living. Choose to wake up with it. Choose to have lunch with it. Choose to have dinner with it. Choose to go to bed with it. Choose to sleep on it. Wake up with it in the morning. Allow it to be your daily practice of gratitude, writing it down, reminding yourself completely over and over and over again. You'll find eventually that it's not just your practice, it's your way of life. And that it's not just your way of life, it's who you are. A grateful person, a joy-filled person. So that no matter what happens, no matter what circumstance comes at you, good, bad, or in between, you can more fully be that joy-filled person that hope is calling you to be.
Just a reminder that Beethoven wrote that melody after he had lost his hearing, which I just love.
So I'm hoping and I'm joy-filled at the fact that we are journeying together towards the winter solstice and Christmas Eve. And I'm grateful that we have shared in another time of reminding ourselves of the power of the story that we're living into. Not just Mary's story, but our own. Okay? So here's what I want to ask. In the time that I have, in the time that we are sharing together, in light of what we've just talked about, what's bringing joy into your life? What's bringing joy into your life? I'll wait. I want to hear it. Kim. Yes, Kim said the sunlight and the love that we enjoy every day as human beings. Being grateful for that. That's a great basis for joy. Thank you. Who's next? Yes, yes.
My grandchildren, and watching them grow and become their own.
Yep. So not just being happy that they're alive, but the joy comes in seeing them grow and mature and become their own persons. That's the joy. That's the joy. Good job. Yeah. Who's next? Who's next? Yeah. Perspective. Yes, yes. So taking in all the information that's available to us, right? Being happy that there's something available, but then grateful that we can turn it into perspective, something that we can use in our lives, right? That's the joy. That's the joy. Y'all see what I'm doing here? You see what I'm doing? See, happiness and joy are related, okay? We can be happy for the resources available to us, the things that happen in our lives, but the meaning of it, the meaning that we draw from it, the stuff that remains, no matter what happens, right, Kate? The meaning of it, that's the joy. The significance of it, that's the joy. Who's next? Who's next? What's bringing you joy? What's bringing you joy? Yes, George. Free to live in love every day. That's the joy. The everyday part, that's the joy. The license to wake up every morning and to choose to live joyfully. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Who's next? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Lifetime of friendships, years, decades even. A great source of joy in your life. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, who's next?
SNL last night, cold opening.
Why?
Dana
Why?
Carvey bringing back the church lady.
Yes.
I needed that.
Yes.
I needed that. Watch it, you'll die. It's a funny. It's just who we are right now.
There it is. Good. There it is. Yeah. 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 Who's next? Who's next? See, oh, yeah, Maya. Yeah, laughter of folks around you, good jokes, good cheer. I love that. See, those are the enduring things, folks. Those are the things that are timeless, transcendent even, right? That's the joy part. Susan talked about her friendships, right? A beautiful example, because no matter what we're facing in our own personal lives, right, when you know you've got that available to you, when you know that it's there, when you know that it endures, when you know that it is loyal, it's true, it's beautiful even, right? Yeah, those are the things that bring us the great joy. So again, happiness and joy are related, but there's something enduring about joy. There's something that is external. It's something that is just not dependent on how I'm feeling. See, this is the point I'm getting at. It's not dependent on where my emotions are, right? It just is. It just is. That's the joy. That's the joy. Who's next? Who's next? Sue, I thought you had one. Come on. Yeah. So she got a card from NCC family, and for her, that's a great source of joy, because you can read that anytime you want, right? No matter how your day is going, you got that card. You can look at it. You can take it into yourself, and that's a great source of joy, right? Yeah. See, that's what we're getting at. See, I can be happy about some things. I can be sad about a whole bunch of other things, but those things that bring deep meaning to my life, deep meaning to my life, that's my source of joy. Yeah. Yes.
So if Roxanna can talk about SNL, I can talk about football.
You sure can. Football, bring it. There are miracles in football. Watch the Texas-Georgia game yesterday. Yes. So Sharon mentioned the Texas-Georgia game yesterday, which I also watched. Yes, I did. And just like Sharon, I take a huge source of joy from my football fandom. I absolutely do. It's an incredible source of great delight in my life. No matter what kind of day I'm having, if I turn on my favorite team, I go to a whole nother place. I transport. I become a whole nother person. Yeah, if you want to see that person, pay me, all right? All right, you can send me some money and I'll show you that person. No, I'm kidding. But I love Sharon's point. Those things that bring delight to my life, those things that make things right, no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on. Even if I didn't get the result I wanted in the election, I can turn on my Broncos and watch them play. And it feels so good. It brings me great joy. Yeah, it's not trite. It's not small. It makes a difference. And I meant what I said. I didn't like this election, but when I watched my Broncos beat the Browns last week, I was very happy. I was very joyful. It's very joyful. All right. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Yes. I want to make sure y'all heard this one. The things you cannot see. Specifically, love from. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. She said, the things I can't see. In other words, for example, love or admiration that I might get from a friend or a family member. That's important, right? Because in moments when you don't feel included, when you feel lonely, when you don't feel welcomed, right? A sense of joy can happen when you think about the fact that somewhere in the world, someone's thinking about you. Someone's concerned about you. Someone is thinking the best for you, right? That's a great source of joy, isn't it? It's beautiful. Again, no matter where you are in the world or how your day is going, someone's thinking about you. That's a joyful thing. That's a joyful thing. I hope you're understanding. Joy can be difficult for folks. Joy can be difficult because when they hear it, they think happiness. They automatically think happiness. And now, what we're doing today is we're doing a deeper level of thinking. We're doing a deeper level of understanding. We're searching for the things that are enduring in our lives. Because those enduring things, those are our sources of joy. I keep hitting this for a reason, because you're going to go back out there and someone's going to tell you they're not happy. Someone's going to say they're sad. I'm repeating this for a reason, because you're going to leave this room and someone's going to say, I'm sad, I'm not doing great, I'm having a rough day, my bills aren't getting paid, my body isn't healthy, my kids are complaining, my house is in this situation, my. And one of the things we get to do is we get to say, well, what's bringing you joy? Yeah, all that stuff's wrong. All that is wrong. Yes, all that's wrong. But what's bringing you joy? We get to ask that question because it's a good question. It's a good question. Remind people that the joy is there. Always. 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 May strength give us the willingness and the strength to remember it. May it be so. Sally, would you join me here, my love? I want to do something with you. Come on up here. I want to do something with you. Last week, Sally reminded me of the importance of doing our chant, our typical chant. And she was so good at it last week, I want to do it with her again today. So if you would come on up, my love. Lisa, hey. So you and Sally could come on up here. So we're going to do our chant. And I love doing this because, and let's show them Eli. Next slide. We're going to keep going. All the way. Okay.
I'm happy that Eli's here too, by the way. We haven't seen him in a while.
Would you face each other? Face each other. Eli, it is good to see you. Welcome back, my friend. All right. So this is our joy chant for the morning. And I'm going to ask Sally and Lisa to do this for us because every time I do it, I screw it up. So let us invite them to do it, and we'll do it with them, okay? All right. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, in this we live. Let's do it again, y'all. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, in this we live. That was nice. One more time, just for me, because I need to see it. One more time. From you I receive, to you I give, beautiful. Let's have a hand for Lisa and Sally, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So I hope today we've gotten a little deeper in our understanding of joy and how it operates, and I hope you can use it, and then you can share it with other folks so they can use it too, because it's so good. It's so good. Let's take a moment of silence for ourselves to ponder these thoughts. Let's take a moment together. I want to end with a word of gratitude for our incredible community care team who have prepared our food and drink for us to use and enjoy in the courtyard after today's gathering. So can we have a hand for our community care team, everybody? And then I do want to just express my gratitude again for your help, the help that you'll provide so that we can get some folks here for Christmas Eve and for winter solstice. And then also next week, Mark Turnbull coming back next Sunday, 10 a.m. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. Bring some friends. Allow them to experience the joy that we will enjoy next Sunday morning with Mark. And then finally, I'm just grateful for you. You know, I know that it's tough these days financially for a lot of folks, but you keep giving. You keep giving. See, I get to be grateful because despite all the stuff that we're dealing with, you're still here. You're still giving. So our stewardship campaign is going really well. We're over $60,000 currently in membership pledges and over $25,000 for the spiritual center. That's you. You did that. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible. So thank you. I'm grateful for your support. It brings me joy. It endures. It's deep-rooted in me that when I consider where we are and where we're going, to have your consistent yes means so much. That's a great source of joy for me, that I can rely on that we can rely on that. So Kate, why don't you come on, Kate? Let's do that. We're going to take a moment and take our gifts for the morning. I invite you to give as you are able. Yes, Phil. Yes, Phil. Please, please. Yeah.
With regard to Mark Turnbull,
Mm-hmm.
some of us are big fans of Beth and Steve, and frequently attend what's called Beth's Tuesdays,
Yeah.
which is a delightful small venue performance. Mark was performing there last week, and NCC got a lot of press. They were both talking about performing here at the church, and maybe that'll bring in some new folks.
I love it. I love it. And he did that unsolicited. I heard about all of that. I didn't ask for that. And so I was grateful when I heard. It was a huge badge of approval and affirmation for who we are and what we're becoming. So I want to call Mark and thank him for that when I speak to him this week, because it meant a lot when I heard about it. And hopefully it will have a good turnout for us next Sunday. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Kate, Greg, let's take our offering for the morning. Thank you for your gifts, big, small, everything in between. And while we do it, just know that I am grateful. I'm grateful for your support. It means so much. And I'm happy to report on behalf of your trustees that in the coming year, you're going to love this. This is going to be a great source of joy for a lot of folks. That in the coming year, we're going to have an online platform for your giving. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Well, we have it, but it's not as good as it can be, Mike. So we're going to make it better, right? Easier for you. I heard that, Maya. Thank you. Easier. So that brings me a source of joy, because I can't tell you how many phone calls I get from y'all about changing stuff, and I don't have to do that anymore. Like, you can just do your own changes. Make your own edits. I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to unveil that for you next year. Let us stand and let us do one more song. Just one more song. It's called I Release and I Let Go. We're going to sing this song, and after that, we'll be in the courtyard. All right?
There was a time